Beyond the Fairway podcast, right after the Ryder Cup. Will's got his USA on Ryder Cup flag in the background. Will, what's going on?
Man, I'm trying to recover, bro. I am tired. I've been smiling all week. You know me, I can go and talk. I got big lungs. And I am out of breath. I'm out of breath.
He's out of breath. Well, I'll tell you somebody who's not out of breath this week on Beyond the Fairway podcast. We got Michael Smith coming in here from Brother From Another. We're going to touch base with him here in a bit. But, Will, we had on Mason Crosby last week, and we talking about his golf game. We talking about setting up, what's it like to kick a game winner. And guess what? The homie went out and kicked a game winner for the Packers last night. What?
He kicked a clutch game winner last night, and I'm so glad I didn't bet against him.
Well, you know what I did? He owes us some credit though. We helped him get into that mode via our conversation last night.
I think we added to his confidence. Beyond the Fairway did that. That's what we do. And
you might get your $11. You know what I'm saying? Like
I put a little more money on him this time. It was more than $11, and he came through. So we can call it even. Me and Crosby can call it even.
Y'all can wash that bet. We
can wash it. He came through for me last night.
Noel, you and I had a chance to spend last week there in Kohler, Wisconsin, on property at the Ryder Cup. We'll get into the Brandel Chambly-isms in a minute, Will, but we actually did something that I think might echo a little bit. A lot of people talk about growing the game and what they want to do, but you and I had a chance to actually do that.
Yeah. We Doug, I have to say that was probably the first time, we saw where our culture was displayed amongst white folks. It's just that simple. I hate to sound so candid, but it was just that simple. So Doug and I, just to fill some of the listeners in, Doug and I, we hosted an event with PGD Global, who was ran by Nisha Sadaker and Seema Sadaker. And they hosted an event on Beyond the Green.
Don't forget Sedina Parks. She's in there too.
And Sedina Parks as well. Absolutely. I apologize.
Don't drop that name.
Sedina, you know I love you, girl. But it was an event that was put on for the MKE Fellows to grow the game of golf, to really try to present a new light and shed light on the golf industry, which is an $84 billion industry. And so PGD Global produced a unique production as far as how to share this message. And you and I hosted it. We're at the Ryder Cup Sunday night the week before, and help setting up and trying to make sure we have all the nicks and crannies and all the I's dotted and the T's crossed. And we went out and I thought we did pretty well, man. I think our message and us hosting the event really conveyed to some of the MKE fellows, the young men, boys and girls, men and women, that were part of the Milwaukee area. And I think we did what we're supposed to do, man. And I think that idea can really translate to more events, more activations. And I got to give it up to PGD Global for seeing that vision, for having that vision.
Well, we also got to give it up to Rachel Mabee and PGA Works under the Reach umbrella and the PGA of America for allowing PGD Global to have the chance to put on the program. And I don't know what the hell they were thinking, inviting us in there to turn it up a little bit. But look, God, picture this. 60 black and brown kids from all over well, not all over, but from the minority side, the POC side of Milwaukee. They came over. We bust them up into Whistling Straits, and Will and I hosted an event where we introduced these individuals, I want to say youngsters. I'm getting old. I can say youngsters. Right. We introduced them to golf and the game of golf, the business of golf, like who does what on property. It was 60 kids. Will and I kind of also ushered them around. We took them on tours of the first tee, the merchandise tent, media center. And shout out to the PGA of America and all the people that were involved. We really appreciate the opportunity to use our voices to share and grow this game of golf. So,
hey, Doug, hold on, Doug, before you
go ahead.
Hold on, Doug, before you go. I know we're on time, but what did you get from that though? Like as a host, because usually we're always in the background, and we're listening and we're trying to get the reaction of the crowd. But what did you get from that as hosting an event that was that monumental? I mean, especially in the golf space.
Yeah, I had two takeaways. One, it's important to bring people to see the industry, right? To see and make golf tangible. It's very important to do that. But one of the things that me and you, along with Seth Wah and Rachel, will talk about in follow-ups is it's one thing to bring people from areas into the game, like bring them to the country club, bring them to the tournament. It's a hell of a lot different when you people go to where they are, and that's one of the things that kind of stuck out to me. It's okay, yes, we introduced all these people into the golf and the different aspects of where you can work and a career you can have within the industry via broadcast, design, head golf professional, turf management, etc., etc. But what are we gonna do? We Beyond the Fairway, NBC, PGA of America, PGA Tour. What are we going to do to go to these people? How are we going to take our show on your block? And that's something that I'm looking forward to having the conversations about. And I don't think golf cannot continue, from my vantage point, Will, to just keep bringing people to where the golf is being played, where we at. We got to go to where these people are, because that's how we're going to make it real. And be honest with you, man, until we see this game get a little bit more diverse, there's a lot of people that's going to feel awkward going into what they would consider the lower socioeconomic places and introduce kids to the game of golf.
And the awkwardness, and not to sound negative about it, Doug, the awkwardness was displayed on their face. And when I say their face, was members of PGA of America, the trustees, and some of the board members, and even the shock value that Seth Wah had when he saw this elaborate production of sharing this awesome message about the game in the industry. And one thing that really points out to me is that, when I went to my fair share of PGA works or PGA of America symposiums about growing the game of golf. It was very vanilla. Like, it was very vanilla, very, very flat. And I'm like, and I used to time and time again, I walk away and was like, it's not really growing. This is not really growing the game. But I think for the first time, PGA of America really kind of saw what happens when, people who can probably relate to the message that's trying to be conveyed when it's produced by people who are aware of culture. Cultural competence is really important right there.
No, I agree. I think we all talk about the game and, growing it. But one of the easiest ways to help is to make sure that people look like the people that are playing the game. Like, who are we talking to, right? In that instance, we're talking to black and brown kids that were probably ages, 14 to 21. I'd say somewhere in that range, the MKE fellows. And they had a different experience because we hosted it. It wasn't someone from the PGA of America with a blue blazer on that's walking around talking about how great golf is. You can do this. It's us. Like, it's funny, and we'll put a picture up right here. If you take a look at this photo, I mean, when we first got there, Will was flocked by this diverse group of people because they felt he was them. He walked with them. He had Jordans on. He had his hat backwards. He had dreads. You know what I mean? So there was that picture's so powerful to me because look at the connectivity just from something as simple as a hairstyle or a swag or skin tone. Like, it's crazy to me.
Right. Well, I mean, speaking of connectivity, did you have your patriotism? Did you have the patriotic USA on your couch today, or excuse me, this whole week when you was watching the Ryder Cup? Because I felt a little more connected than usual. I think because I was there. I was inside the ropes.
I did. This guy Will. I will say this. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna pay for all this shit. Yes, I said it. I'm cussing.
Beep.
Because here's what happened. I got on Property Ryder Cup. I'm like, this is cool. This is great, man. Look at all this stuff. We got Golf Channel up there. We got our event that we're hosting. And then I made it to the merchandise tent. Look, the merchandise tent, let me tell you, was 120 yards long. It was the length of the football field, end zone to end zone. And after I got from, the back of the first end zone to score a touchdown, I had spent like almost $300. So I'm not happy with my my financial decisions in that merchandise tent. But So to answer your question, I had so much red, white, and blue. I had all the swag. My drip was on point, Will. Like, you can't tell me I wasn't swagged out.
That merchandise tent is a trick, man. They give you this black bag so you can put all of your items in this bag, right? And before you know it, you just get out of control, man. You start throwing stuff in the bag. My bag's getting heavy.
Just throw it in the bag.
Just throw it in the bag. And when I got to, and I knew I was out of control, but I was like, all right, Will, I'm okay. It's enough. Once I get to that damn cash register guy, that dude kept shooting. He just kept shooting the items, man. I mean, he was 18 shots deep. Beep, 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 beep. And I'm like, bro, this is not going to be good. And when I tell you, man, it was tens and tens and tens of dollars. And I'm still, I had to get creative. I had to do some creative financing with my bank account just to pay for that thing at the
you had to buy a new bag, didn't you? You had to take another bag home.
Hey, so I want to know, man, what was your thoughts on the performances that was taking place at Ryder Cup?
Man, that's, what I mean, 10 points, largest margin of victory, man, since 1979 for the USA team, and they led after every session. Dustin Johnson went 5-0. I was impressed with the U.S. team. I can't say anything different, Will. I mean, they actually played as a team, and they played some great golf. And look, Scotty Scheffler showed up, took on #1 player in the world, and absolutely punched him in the mouth. Metaphorically speaking, he didn't punch him. I'm just talking about his play. Jon Rahm, you ever been hit when you was like, Will, and you had to stop and figure out what happened or who hit you? You're like, hold on. Wait a minute. Where'd that come from? Kind of like that UFC fight over the weekend. That dude, he had to give him a hug after that fight. He didn't know what happened to him. But they played as a team, man. Stricker's laissez-faire attitude really brought the team together. We got Brooks and Bryson hugging. Like, I don't.
Right. It was a special week. It was definitely special. But I don't know how the European team didn't think. And I feel bad for the European team. And let me tell you why. They got caught up. They were innocent bystanders with this Dustin Johnson fiasco. Because it's coming off the same course where Dustin lost his major. Right? And so I'm thinking hey, this guy has a bone to pick with this course. And anybody who's going to step in Dustin Johnson's way was going to get it. It's going to be a shellacking. Right? And so did I say that right?
No, I like it. I just want to put it right there.
Yeah, shellacking. Okay, I could. Yeah, it was a couple of combination of curse words and a G-rated word too. But the 5-0 was bound to happen, and I think that was a good call. Even though Dustin, I did qualify. I don't think Dustin was a pick, but I also feel that was. It's just innocent bystanders, man. European team was innocent bystander when it came to Dustin Johnson, his play.
I talked about how old the European team was earlier in the week, and they had their average age was 34 versus the U.S. age of 28. And when you look at, I'm looking at the records over the week. We got Dustin 5-0, Morikawa went 3-0-1. The guy didn't lose; he had the match. You know what? That's a Ryder Cup rookie right there. Patrick Cantlay 3-0-1, didn't lose a match. But one surprise for me this week was Tony Finau. I feel like he was not ready to play. I don't know if he had his best stuff with him. Don't know if he's going through something. Tony, we root for Tony all the time, but 1-2-0. He did win a match. Everybody on the U.S. team did win a match, so that's positive. But to go 1-2, he and Harris English both. I was kind of like, where are they on the coverage? You were there. I was here on the couch watching on TV. Didn't see much coverage of Harris English and Tony Finau. But I also think Jon Rahm did his job and Sergio Garcia did his job as well. The Spaniards, they came to play and they played well.
Absolutely, man. Sergio, I've obviously added to his overall points total of European Ryder Cup history. But
F all that, Will. Hold on, but F this. Go ahead. My bad. I got something I got to get from you.
Here's the thing that really, I think it really shows value, or not somebody show value, but it really you can really tell how great Jon Rahm is. I saw a stat where he has the most points from a sitting world number one in all of Ryder Cup. I think the second guy that come close to him is Tiger Woods. When Tiger Woods was number one in the world back in 2010, he was 3-1, and Ryder Cup and Jon Rahm has him by half a point. So I mean, to be number one in the world and also to really perform in a team event, I think that shows versatility, and it shows you how great Jon Rahm is coming along, and he's definitely going to have a foothold in this game. That's memorable. But what's your beef, though?
I don't disagree.
What you got
I don't
beef
disagree. That's not beef, man. I just feel like for the first time in a while within the game of golf, we got to see players' actual personalities, like in the post game. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like we saw Patrick Cantlay, Patty Ice, who's usually so stoic and boring. Let's just be honest. He's boring. Watching Patrick Cantlay is boring.
It was flatline, right?
He gets over his putt and does his pitter-pat shuffle and takes an hour to hit it. Like going to him on, when they flash the cameras to him and he's putting for whatever. Like it takes him like 30 seconds to hit the putt. You know what? But
right.
To see him, with the fist pumps and talking trash, and to see Dustin Johnson drunk at the press conference after was fantastic. Look, I've never watched a press conference and been more entertained than watching the U.S. team with Xander Schauffele smoking a cigar with everybody behind him like fanning it. I don't know if you saw that press conference. It was absolutely hysterical. And it's nice, Will, to see guys finally like let their hair down, like actually be who they are. McIlroy even cried after an interview post round. Like that's powerful, man. That's what I want to see from. I want to see that every week. Like,
right.
Everybody's up there like this, talking, sticking their ass, interviews. Nah, man, let's just show this down.
One thing that me and Steph I was with Steph Curry throughout. He provided me the ultimate Ryder Cup experience. I was riding his coattail, and we were like inside the ropes. Now, one thing, he set a standard, Doug. He set a standard. I don't know if I can go to another Ryder Cup unless I'm like on the fairway.
No, I understand.
Inside the ropes. But one thing I noticed, coming back, to fan engaging with the players, Bryson DeChambeau has this thing where he takes the driver out the bag. He's almost seemed like he gives the crowd a chance. Do I need to hit the driver or do I hit the iron? Like it was almost like some gladiator, like off with his head, where he's talking to the crowd, and everybody's like, "Go driver!" So he takes the driver and shows it to the crowd. Crowd gets hyped, and he bombs it, 400 whatever yards.
Forever.
But one of the things that kind of piggyback off the play, when I knew, kind of Sergio was in trouble in that last match on the final day when Sergio and Bryson were playing, going heads up. When Bryson hit that damn green, 340-yard carry, first hole, and it was with ease, and the crowd went crazy, and that's when I knew, like, we were in a good state overall as a U.S. team. We were cohesive. We were together, and first time I ever seen, I gotta say, Doug, was the first time I ever seen I seen a player ask for his putter while giving him the iron off a par 3. But I don't know if I've ever seen a player get his putter walking off the tee box on a par 4. Like that was pretty impressive. But yeah, man, these guys were really involved. I'm still upset though. I'm me. I can't let it go. I get a little emotional at times. I'm mad how Tony Finau shunned us. I'm not saying we're popular. I'm not saying we should be recognized. But damn, Tony didn't look at me. He didn't look at you nor me. You saw him earlier, he didn't look at you, and then I saw him, he didn't look at me, and I'm beside Steph, and I'm like, oh, I'm about to get a conversation. Tony's just like, who is this dude? I'm like, man, we played a couple events together, man. Like, easy. But I still root for him. I'm just not gonna root for him for the next couple events. I'm off of him now.
Well, with that, Will, it's time to go beyond the fairway. We did this in Tahoe. We were out there. We did a lot of interviews out there, but we're going to go ahead and let this one fly right now Beyond the Fairway right now with Michael Smith, brother from another NBC. Let's do it. Beyond the Fairway podcast welcomes in special guest Michael Smith, brother from another. What's up, man? How you living?
Chilling, man. Good to be out here.
I never thought I'd be in between two Smith, two beige, light-skinned brothers, man. I love this, man.
This is what I got to put up with.
They look alike. Look at this.
I feel
All
you.
right. So first question. Got a question. How do you feel like this is somewhat like the ESPYs of golf? Like
Yeah.
you're seeing
Yeah.
celebrities walk by. Oh, can I have a question?
Yeah.
Can I have 5 minutes of time?
Yeah.
How you liking it so far?
So far, so good. Pretty quiet, but I know it's going to pick up. We were just talking earlier. It feels like we got to the club early.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, we're like, oh, do we stay? Do we go?
another spot.
Do we just hang out at the bar? And it's like, but, you know, if you leave early, you risk missing it. You risk missing it, excuse me.
Yeah.
Like, so sometimes you just got to kind of stick it out and wait for the people to show up. So that's a lesson that took me a while to learn. Not to bar hop or club hop or get too impatient. So same thing out here. It's like, you know, the big dogs will be coming out pretty soon. So,
Yeah.
so I appreciate
He
y'all.
used to wait on a number. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, "I'll put your number on a napkin."
Yeah, we'll go from
I
here.
am from that generation before cell phones, where we did have to carry a pen and paper. So
Right.
I appreciate y'all passing the time with little old me, man. That's what's
Absolutely,
up.
man. We watch your podcast radio. I don't even know what you call it. What do you call your podcast
Two dudes
show?
on Zoom.
Two dudes on- right.
It's hard to get it out. Like
Yeah.
it's like it's a radio show. It's filmed.
We're still
it's
figuring it out.
fantastic. So-
Yeah, we're figuring out what
so
it is.
Tell us a little bit about kind of how y'all go about, creating the show.
Our process?
Yeah,
I mean, I listen.
we're trying to learn.
Yeah, obviously we need to learn.
I mean, y'all doing great, man. I would say the more you can bring your authentic conversations that you have off mic to the air, because all you want, like, if you look at the landscape, the content landscape, people have so many options.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They have so many podcasts they could listen to. They have so many shows they could download. There's so many YouTube. I mean, so why would somebody want to spend their time, our most finite resource, why would they want to spend their time with you? And I think people want to spend their time with people that they can relate to and connect with.
Yeah.
And so the more you bring real life, I have never been of this opinion that you want to have silos or compartmentalize pop culture, sports, politics. It's like, just be people. And you want to be somebody that somebody could say, you know what, I can hang with them dudes.
Yeah.
Like, I could see myself, if I haven't met them, I could have a beer with them.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I can hang out with them. They remind me of me and my boys.
Absolutely.
So that's all our process really is like, talk about the things that we're passionate about in whatever category that fits in, whether that's sports, politics, pop culture, fatherhood, marriage, spirituality, like,
Now let it fly.
whatever we are passionate about, because when you talk about something you care about, that passion is what engages the viewer or the listener.
I mean, I ain't trying to get too biblical, but abundance by the heart comes out through the mouth. So,
Amen.
Absolutely.
Speak on it.
That's
and so what happens, though, is like, we also don't talk about the things that we're not passionate
Absolutely.
about.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
people could see through, you just kind of.
That's why I get the
get
most,
caught.
that's
You
why I
get
get that's
caught.
why I get the most unprepared when I'm not passionate about the conversation.
Yeah,
I'm
don't do it.
I'm like, yeah, Doug,
so-
take it, Doug.
Yeah.
No, I mean, because honestly, for our show, it's like, it's kind of blasphemous to talk about, well, not anymore, but to talk about it at NBC, but it's just like, okay, we don't talk about hockey.
Right.
We're
Right.
not passionate about hockey.
Right.
That's hard to
So we're not going to force hockey into the show to check some arbitrary box.
Right.
We're going to talk about the stuff that we get fired up about.
Well, now speaking of passion, and you're out here at Tahoe, obviously it's so beautiful from an aesthetic standpoint.
Yeah.
It's eye-opening. Now, are you developing a passion for golf now?
I like good stories.
You stole my question, man.
Golf is
I'm learning.
golf's always been kind of in my blood. Like, I maintain that my parents divorced over golf.
It brings people together and causes divorce as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
my
he
father-in-law.
gives interviews with golf gloves. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
That's-
I'd like to dress the part. if I
Right,
can.
right.
So as you can see, like, okay, so the story, so whether it's the shoes or the or the glove, excuse me, this is an example of somebody who has tried to get into the game,
No, I like that.
but never really gone all the way with it.
Right.
I've played in a couple of celebrity tournaments and played as generous.
You swung the club in a couple. Is that what you're saying?
Swung the club, drove the cart.
Right,
That's
right.
about it.
You participated.
Participated.
There you go.
Yeah, I showed
Right,
up.
right.
And my father-in-law's been trying to get me to do it, for 20 years, but never really took the time to do it. I've been putting it off.
But why though? Like why? Like what is it about? I mean, yeah, I know you're a busy cat. You gotta
That's really
record
what it
shows
is.
and
That's really
XYZ.
what it is.
Yeah,
Because my free time is like, and honestly, I need to just, want to get into a deeper conversation. At almost 42 years old, I'm just now learning how to take more time for me.
Yeah.
Because all of my time has either been working on my shows or my projects or my kids.
Absolutely.
You know, like I had my first kid, you know, when I was 25. I got married when I was 25 and my first kid when I was 25, 26. So I've been a father my entire adult life. So whenever I had spare time, I never wanted to spend that spare time playing golf. I wanted to spend it with my kids.
But was it something that you saw?
Not to guilt trip anybody that does play.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
But it's just,
But when as you grew up and saw the game being played, was it something that you wanted to do, or was it something like, I don't know about that game right there?
No, again, because like long before Tiger was playing golf, for example, I saw my dad out there.
Nice.
So from a representation
Pops was out there
standpoint,
playing.
my dad, I drove the cart and carried his clubs in New Orleans growing up.
Okay.
But I never took to the game.
See, I thought you was one of the guys like from my hood was laughing at me. Look at Will coming with a basketball and a 9-iron into his house.
Listen.
But so you was cool with the game.
I've always respected the
Okay,
game. Yeah,
there you go.
I've always respected it. I mean, my dad's favorite golfer was Curtis Strange. Okay. Like I remember watching golf tournaments with my dad. I just never took to it in terms of playing it.
Very nice.
You know what I mean? But I've always appreciated the game. I'm no historian. I'm no aficionado. I leave that to you fellas.
Absolutely.
But I've always respected the game. And then, right around the time I got to high school is when Tiger took off, mid to late 90s.
So as a black man, Tiger doing what he did, how did you internalize that? Was it something that you were like, okay, bro, like you doing your thing out there? Or was it like, oh, that's just some golf shit?
Was it a spark?
No, a spark for
you
to play?
Yeah,
family,
to play.
any people around?
No, it was just it just like most people, being a casual fan.
Gotcha.
It brought me to the game. It brought me to tournaments. It brought me to Sundays. It brought me to majors in a way that nobody else could. So I was the casual. Like when people want to talk about how Tiger was good for golf, they're talking about me.
Gotcha.
Because
absolutely.
For a long time besides Tiger, I wasn't checking for the game.
Do you think as a non-golfer, do you think we need another Tiger-esque movement, another Tiger-esque push in a way to grab more non-golfers who are of color to the game?
Man, it's an interesting question because the people who follow the game know that there are great characters and great stories. Yeah. The game is in a good place.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of talented golfers. There's more parity than ever, I would imagine.
Yes.
You guys know better than me.
I'd say so.
I don't know that there can ever be another Tiger. He was one of a kind.
Yeah, he's like Ali. Like there's not gonna be.
You know what
Ali.
I mean? Because
Mayweather tries so hard.
Because it's not just the golfer of color angle. It's like the dude was one of the greatest athletes,
regardless
in any
sport.
So it's like just. Oh, you're a good. It's like saying, okay, we need another Serena.
Absolutely.
It's like, well, good luck with that. Good luck finding somebody that good.
Absolutely.
So I would imagine that the game could benefit from having somebody that appealed to a broader demographic. But here's the thing: Tiger's fans weren't just black people.
Facts.
Yeah.
As much as he put up with, there was a lot of people that just checked for Tiger because he was so damn good.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. But my thing is I think about the game, and I was talking to Aaron Hicks a while ago, and he was telling me that minority representation in baseball is dropping.
Yep.
He's telling me that
less than 5% or something.
Yeah, we
right?
know that the minority representation in golf is abysmal.
Yep.
What is it about American sport currently that we aren't gravitating toward?
Is it a grassroots? Is it a lack of grassroots efforts?
Is the OGs ain't there no more dragging people to the diamond or the court?
Well, I think it's an access. It's it hasn't been the most inclusionary. Look, there's golf, hockey, tennis.
Right. I think Will plays all those.
Stock car racing.
I do. I was
of
trying to get a job, bro. I was thinking.
I mean,
future.
like it's not the most inclusive in terms of whether it's what it costs to play or just representation or
absolutely.
Like I said, even grassroots outreach. I know there are programs to try to combat those things.
It just baffles me, man. Like it just really to see the numbers drop. We didn't have many in golf to begin with.
Yeah.
But here in baseball, it's dropping. Hockey. Okay, it's cold. Like hockey's hockey.
Yeah.
No offense, NBC.
I want to kind of go back a little bit.
Yeah.
You've been in entertainment space, radio and TV for how long now?
About 20 years.
About 20 years.
Yeah.
So, given the fact of where you are now, are you still learning? Are you still learning new stuff every day, every show, every segment, or you pretty much got the game mastered?
That's a great question. I think the best advice I ever got in terms of being on camera is get better at being yourself. Just get better at being yourself.
Yeah, well,
I like that.
And but
I'm about to cry a little bit. Yeah, absolutely.
but the reason why I love your question is I'd like to think that all of us are, or at least should be, learning more about ourselves.
Absolutely.
I like that.
So I'm still figuring out who I am and who I want to be as a man at 42.
Absolutely.
And I'm still learning things about myself. So if I'm still learning things about myself, then it stands to reason that I still have room to get better at being myself.
Deep.
Authenticity and vulnerability has never been an issue for me. So I think on camera, I kind of feel like I don't know how much more I can grow as an on-camera talent. My growth areas in this industry are as a storyteller, as a producer, as a content creator.
Absolutely.
And that's where my focus is now.
I say it all the time, man. I'm learning more now. I'm learning more now than back then when I knew it all.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
This whole content creation, sometimes I get lost in what it means. You know, so when you say content creation, that context right there.
Yeah.
Specifically, are you talking about social content creation? Are you talking about more show creation, show running? What do you mean by it?
All of the above. I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm talking about telling my stories my way.
From your patent pen.
I'm talking about somebody told me a long time ago, if you're always talent, you could always be replaced, and I'm a living example of that. Ooh. Wow. And I am over. I mean, just for being honest, what drives me is not giving my opinion on Game 1 of the NBA Finals.
Nice.
What drives me, what gets me up, what gets me going is not talking about whether Aaron Rodgers is going to play this year. Mm-hmm. Because that's fleeting. That comes and goes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I want to create lasting content, whether that's film, whether that's documentaries.
Absolutely.
I want to create.
You do realize we're about to call you so much.
I want to own that,
bro. I'm in the middle of doing docuseries, pitching stuff, Netflix, all this.
That's
and
it.
I'm all about telling the story from my patent pen.
That's it.
And not have anybody else tell our story in a way that they want to portray it.
Build,
so
man.
let's do it, man.
Let's build. I want to own it. I don't want to be. I don't want to spend my days making somebody else's dream come true.
Man, speaking of owning, I don't want to take too much in owning your time.
That's a good transition.
Oh, no, we got to get out of no. We got to do it right. If we're going to do it live on the driving range, we're going to have to get up out of here the right way.
Go ahead and get up out of here then, since I was trying to get us out of here.
All right, Mr. Smith.
I don't have to swing off the tee, do I?
No, we get out of our episode the same way every time.
All right.
Very nice.
Call it Rap Foursome right here, Beyond the Fairway podcast. You're going to go play golf with 4 rappers. It's you and 4 rappers.
4
okay?
rappers.
Dead or alive.
Dead or alive. They don't have to play golf.
So basically, ask me who my top 4.
There you go.
Mount Rushmore.
Well, no, not necessarily. Because, like, right now, say, Puffy's popping and you want to play with him, talk about some business stuff. Maybe you want to play with him right now. Okay? But no, I'm not asking you Mount Rushmore.
That's a good point.
I want to know who you going to pull up to the course with if it's you and 4 golfers or rappers.
You think it's
golf culture.
it
You
is.
can appreciate somebody from afar, but that don't mean you want to spend
Exactly. Think it's
around with
strategic.
them.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
Diddy was a good one. I would say, all right, so any rap conversation I have, I got to go with the greatest MC of all time, which is Black Thought, legendary Roots Crew. So I want Thought. And Thought, if you listen to his lyrics, he's probably the most intelligent.
Saying
one
something
out of everybody.
I was like, how do you read and write?
I get new stuff every time I play the same
You
song.
understand what I'm saying? So I would go Thought.
Again, you playing golf 4.5, 5 hours.
Just to not take too much time trying to come up with the perfect answer. I'll say Snoop for shits and gigs.
Yes.
It'd probably be wild.
Yes,
absolutely.
Probably be wild.
And he have a different type of greenery.
God only knows what would happen on the golf
question.
course with
Absolutely.
Snoop. Dead or Alive, you said?
Dead or alive.
You know what? I would bring back Pac and Big and have them in the same foursome just for the culture.
There it is.
That is right
So
there.
let's have Pac and Big on the course together.
I
Because
love
I would
that.
love to know what they would have to say right now about then
everything.
and
About
now.
then and now.
About then and now.
Yeah, and that would definitely be a tiny lesson for everybody who's coming up who are younger than us or knuckleheads.
Yeah.
Well, I'm done with these 2 knuckleheads, guys. Hey, Mike Smith, thank you so much for going Beyond the Fairway with Will and myself.
Let's do it again,
Appreciate
too.
it, man.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you.
Absolutely, man.
Y'all
Absolutely.
Stay up, man. Keep
Absolutely.
doing what y'all doing.
Thank you. Hey, big shout out for Michael Smith, brother from another, coming in here going Beyond that Fairway with us. But before we do that, Mike and Mike brought us on their show. And we were bringing them on our show. But we were only set up for a three-person shoot. So, Michael Holly, we do want to apologize for you not being a part of that interview because we just weren't set up. We only had 3 mics. Mike came in. Look, It's all love, no disrespect, man. Like, he was mad at. Hey, when we was on Brother from Another though, Will, he was not happy with us.
Nah, he wasn't, because I felt bad. You know, we're like, we need somebody to come do an interview. It was the first interview at Tahoe for the week, and yeah, he was walking over, and we was like, hold up, Dark Mike, we want light.
See,
I'm like, damn, man, I didn't mean it like that. And then I was like, oh shit, I felt bad after that. But however,
no,
they know that they're family. They know that they're family, and they're welcome on anytime. Because I know they have us on anytime we need to as well.
Yeah. You know, one thing though I did appreciate about Mike, you know, looking back at Tahoe, that was a few months ago, and we were still kind of fresh on the scene. And what I really did appreciate, and something that I'm still working on and kind of coming into, is being, having a unique voice, and being authentic and being me. And I think when you come into broadcast as a newbie, you want to try to sound like somebody that's done it or somebody that you admired. Like, I want to put on that Mike Tirico voice and talk like Mike or Jim or, people that you admire. And for him to kind of give us permission to just be authentic and be ourselves, it was very comforting.
Yeah, absolutely. And thing about it, there were so many things in that interview I kind of identify with. He was talking about, producing and being a storyteller. And, Doug, that's my goal. That's what I want to do.
That's your lane there.
That's my lane. That's what I want to do. I want to tell stories from our patent pen and find creative ways of growing the game of golf, but not just in a traditional way, and you got to carefully craft ways of doing that. And I think that's a legacy. That's something that can withstand the test of time. And some of the things that he mentioned and said that really holds near and dear to me that I'm definitely going to take from that interview. So I learned more in that interview than I think the average viewer in that particular segment, for sure. But we definitely got to shout him out. You can check out Michael Smith and co-host Michael Holly each week on Brother from Another. And you can, your podcast, whatever you get your Peacock TV, whatever you want to listen to them on. But the NBC family, and check them out Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Introducing the all-new Whoop 4.0, the latest and most advanced fitness wearable available. Track your recovery, sleep, training, and health with personalized recommendation and coaching feedback so you can perform your best on and off the golf course. Yeah, the 4.0 is smaller, smarter, and designed with a new biometric tracking, including skin temperature, blood oxygen levels, Will, and so much more. It's crazy, this thing. I haven't got mine yet, but it was designed with an anywhere technology so you can free your wrist and wear it with our all-new revolutionary Whoop body sensor enhanced technical garments. That's hard to say. I don't know why they wrote it like that. Body sensor enhanced technical garments. Will, we saw it during the coverage. We saw it. Well, you didn't, because you was with Steph having the best freaking time of your life at the Ryder Cup. I'm just a little jealous. All right. It's my anniversary. I had to get back. I had to get back.
That's true.
So, Will, on the first tee, they had that tunnel that came out, 2,800 fans in the gallery at the first tee. We're talking about first tee jitters. We're talking about managing your heart rate. Whoop was awesome because we got to actually see, I think Ian Poulter had one on, a couple of players in the team. They had their whoops on, and we could see what was cracking on the inside. Will, how do you manage your heart rate to get over those first tee jitters?
I mean, well, it's funny. I had to sing a song. I had to hum a song. I had to hum a song to get over the first tee jitters, just to kind of keep the heart rate down, just to keep my strain down. Huh?
What song?
I mean, I had to go Negro spiritual, bro. I just got to.
Amazing Grace?
I got to sing. No, not Amazing Grace. I had to do the Negro National Anthem because that's the longest song ever known to man. I don't know if that song ever ends, but if I say it in its entirety, by the time I tee the ball off and walk to the green, the song just ends. So that's how I keep.
Okay, that's different. No, I haven't heard that one, but I don't hate it.
It's a Negro national anthem, man. Negro spiritual anthem, dog. So yeah, it gets bad. But more importantly, it's a way to keep my strain levels and my heart rate down. It's not going haywire because I read a book. I think it was an article or something. Ben Hogan said that he purposely did everything slower to slow the heart rate down. Like he took the tee out of his pocket. He put the tee in the ground so slow just to know where he was and where he is as far as before either shot. And that's how I wish Ben Hogan had whoop because I love to see his strain level. It's probably low as shit.
Low and slow.
But
you know what? I like that from a psychosocial perspective. Just trying to get down, get calm, because that's what it's about. You know, when I come out and I have the first tee jitters, I really try to focus on my start line and my down line, and I try to see that with a color tracer. So I might get up to the first tee, and I'm feeling a little anxious. I try to just kind of whoo, I've done this before. Remind myself this ain't new. I've hit a first tee ball a million times. And it's just golf. Like, for some reason, when I say to myself that it's just golf, it calms me down. Like, it's just golf. It's all it is. It's not.
That's true.
Whatever you want to add to it, it's just golf. It's swinging the club. Yes, there's people around the first tee of the Ryder Cup. It's the Ryder Cup. I get the anxiety. But it's just golf, though. Like, how many times have you played or hit a ball? It's like, it's just golf. So, but being able to see those numbers, because now you can actually monitor and track how well you can calm yourself with this Whoop 4.0. And you know what? I haven't gotten mine yet, Whoop. So, can I get on the 4.0 team? That's all I just want to, that's all I'm asking. But Will, you know, we got to help people out, save some money and save some cash. The all-new Whoop is waterproof. You know, it's also free when you sign up for it and you get that, you know, that Whoop 4.0 membership. And right now, Whoop's offering 15% when you use the code Fairway. It changed up a little bit on them. Fairway at checkout. So go to Whoop, that's WHOOP.com, and enter Fairway, Fairway. I didn't know I was a first grade teacher spelling this out for y'all, so my apologies. But hey, use Fairway at checkout and save 15% on your Whoop purchase, and you can get your heart rate down, get your metrics, get your sleep, get all that stuff, man, dialed in so you can be the best you. Appreciate y'all, Whoop. Well, it is that time. You know what time it is. We ain't gonna go through that like we normally do. It's the Shade Week. All right, this is a combo Shank this week, and I'm probably going to hit some flack for this. But Will and I were hosting an event on Monday of the Ryder Cup week. There were dignitaries everywhere we went. There was, you know, we saw Sandy Cross from the PGA of America. Susie Whaley was there, former past president. Jim Richardson was there, and even CEO Seth Waugh. Paige McKenzie was there. Gentry Humphrey was there. Mike Phillips was there. It was an event. You know, Zora Stevenson, announcer for the Bucks, was there. It was a very eclectic room to be in. It was the who's who of golf and the MKE fellows. Will, I'm going to go ahead and just say it. I know people aren't prepared. So I'm doing a panel. I'm up there talking. I've got Seema Sadager to my left. I've also got Gentry Humphrey from Jordan Brand and Mike Phillips, who's world-renowned saxophone player. And I hear a ruckus, Will. There's a ruckus in the back of the room. All I heard was, boom! It's like, what the hell was that? Everybody looked back, but I'm on stage, so I just keep talking and play it off like there was nothing that went on. Well, there was something that happened. Seth Waugh is getting the Shank of the Week for falling out of his high top chair at the event that we hosted. Seth Waugh took a tumble. The air went out of the room. He was okay. Will tell you what his attitude was like when he woke up, when he stood up.
I was watching your panel. Great panel, great discussion. Thank you. By the way, but it was interrupted because I caught it late. When I look back at Seth Waugh, I saw Seth Waugh feet in the air. I saw feet in the air and didn't see anything else. I'm like, oh, there goes Seth Waugh. That's Seth Waugh feet. And Seth Waugh gets up. Listen, you know, I love Seth. I can talk like this. You know, Seth is rich because his fall just seemed rich, and him recovering was richer because when he got up, he brushed off. And he didn't say it, but I know he wanted to say it. I'm still rich. bitch. I know that's what he wanted to say. He didn't say it, but he brushed his shoulders off and took that fall just like a CEO would. He just took it on. He just took it on chin. It didn't bother him. And Steph, what?
Hey, the best part, Will, was his wife. His wife in front of a room of 300 people gave him the point and laugh. She was right there with it. She enjoyed it more than everybody else. But hey, I'm sorry. This week, Beyond the Fairway, Seth Waugh, you have earned the coveted Shank of the Week. Hey, we appreciate y'all rocking with us Beyond the Fairway. As always, feel free to follow, listen, subscribe. Go ahead and share it with whoever you want to. We right here, back next week. Shout out to Mason Crosby getting that W. Michael Smith coming here, going Beyond the Fairway. Will, always a pleasure, brother.
Always a pleasure, man. This was a fun episode. I text Seth and asked him, "Are you okay? Because we heard you took a tumble." He didn't reply to that text for some reason. That's my PJ of America leader right there. I don't care. That's my leader. That's my guy.
Hey, Will, on some real though, look, when you hosting the event and you got the mic and you see some feet in the air and you like, so did he fall? Somebody fall?
Oh my God!
The thing is, we didn't know it was Seth. We didn't know it was Seth in the moment. It was 2 hours later before we knew it was Seth.
Nah, I knew it was Seth because I saw rich shoes in the air. Those are the most expensive shoes I've ever seen in the air, ever. Usually, I seen a lot of expensive shoes on the ground, but I ain't never seen those expensive shoes in the air. I already knew who that was.